Hello, I'm Professor Kelly Bickle in the Math and Stat department here at Bucknell, and I just want to walk you through some of the details of our calculus program. So to start, our core calculus sequence is Math 201 Calculus 1, Math 202 Calculus 2, and Math 211 Calculus 3. So if you're pursuing a STEM major here at Bucknell, you'll probably take all or most of that sequence of courses. The default placement is into Math 201 Calculus 1. That said, you may have taken AP or IB courses and corresponding exams that allow you to start later in the sequence. So you can see the exact equivalencies here on the slide. Similarly, you may have taken a calculus course at a local college or university. And again, that might allow you to start later in our calculus sequence. In both situations, you just have to make sure to have your information sent to Bucknell. Either send your AP or IB test scores or the transcripts from your college level courses. Now, we do also have a placement exam that allows students to place into Calculus 2 instead of Calculus 1. But this is for a very specific group of students. It's for those who have taken a college level math course, but did not have access to the AP or the IB exam and have already completed most of the Countdown to Calculus program that I'm going to tell you about later in this video. For those students, even if they successfully place into Calculus 2 using the placement exam, they actually don't get course credit for Calculus 1. So they generally have to take an advanced math class later on to replace that missing credit. Now, as I mentioned, if you're a STEM major, you're probably taking calculus courses in our core calculus sequence. However, there are majors, specifically economics and business analytics, that also have a calculus requirement. For those students, and also students who are taking calculus to fulfill a general education requirement, you have a choice of calculus classes. One can either take Calculus 1 in our core calculus sequence, or Math 192 Topics in Calculus. So Math 192 is basically the development of some calculus ideas, including some concepts actually from Calculus 3, with an eye towards applications in business and economics. So there's two things to notice here. The first is that you can only get credit for one of Math 201 or Math 192, so you can't take both courses. And the second thing is that Math 192 does not satisfy the prerequisite for Math 202 Calculus 2. So if you're planning to take more math at Bucknell beyond Intro Calculus, you should take our Math 201 course and not our Math 192 course. Students in our Intro Calculus courses, Math 192 and Math 201, will need some foundational knowledge from algebra and pre-calculus. But it's easy to forget some of that content over the summer, and different high school courses focus on different concepts. So to help with that, the Bucknell Math faculty have recently developed a new program that we call Countdown to Calculus. So this is a streamlined pre-calculus review program that students complete online that helps them review and refresh the main concepts that they need for success in Math 192 and Math 201. So the structure of the Countdown to Calculus program is that for Math 192 students, they take 16 units, and for Math 201 students, they complete 20 units, so exactly the units that the Math 192 students see, plus an additional 4 units on trigonometry. And each unit contains a short video on a specific pre-calculus concept, say how to graph a function, skeleton notes that students complete as they watch the video, and then problem sets and a short quiz that helps students make sure that they understand the material in the video. Then at the end of the program, students complete a short study guide that just helps them synthesize the material that they've reviewed. So in terms of timeline, the Countdown to Calculus program opens by mid-July, and your work on the Countdown to Calculus program will be due during the second week of classes. However, we do recommend that you start it early, preferably trying to finish before you come to Bucknell's campus for orientation, just because that first part of the semester can be pretty busy. In terms of time commitment, the Countdown to Calculus program takes the average student about 10 to 15 hours, although of course this can vary student to student. And we strongly recommend that you try and break that work out over a period of at least 2 weeks, simply because you retain the information so much better if you do an hour or so of work a day, instead of trying to cram it all within a day or two. So for students enrolled in Math 192 or Math 201, they'll receive an email giving access to the Countdown to Calculus Moodle page. I should also mention that your work on the problem sets, quizzes, and the study guide will compose a small part of your calculus course grade. As you're working through the Countdown to Calculus program or starting your calculus courses here at Bucknell, you might have questions about the content or the courses. Because of that, Bucknell has lots of resources available to our calculus students. We usually have some specific to Countdown to Calculus at the beginning of the semester, so look for email information about those. And then throughout the semester, your instructor will have weekly drop-in hours where you can ask any questions you want about the course content. There's also evening drop-in hours almost every night, which are great places to go work on homework with your peers and then ask questions if you get stuck. The Teaching and Learning Center also offers a host of resources. They have free one-on-one peer tutoring, study groups associated to kind of your individual calculus class, more general quantitative support drop-in hours, and a calculus resource guide that curates both extra problem sets and online videos corresponding to the core topics in our calculus courses. So what I recommend is, come to Bucknell, explore these resources, and figure out which ones work best for you. All right, so thanks for watching the video. That's all I had for you today. And if you have any follow-up questions, just email the address given on the slide.